All right, contemplated doing this on stream, decided against it. I gotta get an updated, this thing because my hands are backwards. It's so weird. I gotta update that because Twitter is fine, but I mean, why I advertise my YouTube while I'm on my YouTube. Either way, here's some Rotterdam predictions. I'm a little later on this than I want it to be, but then again, there's been stuff happening. We'll just get right into it though. We've got a pretty stacked lineup. Obviously, top five from North America and Europe, and then top two from Oceania, South America. One from MENA, one from APAC. And I think we're sending probably the best teams with the exception of BDS. I think BDS is the only improvement for any of these teams that are going to be here, but I think it's going to be a very exciting land. Obviously, we got some banger first round matchups, so let's get into it. Carmine Core and James Cheese. James Cheese is the roster of Kami, Virtuoso, and Realize, and I think they're the best team to ever come out of APAC, mainly because more than half of them, don't come out of APAC. Kami from Renegades last season, Virtuoso, known as like the demo king of Europe there for a bit. That being said, I don't think they hold a candle to Carmine Core. I think it's going to be three. I'll give it 3-0 because I think there's going to be some land nerfs for James Cheese. We've seen all of Carmine Core on land now. So, despite the fact that they haven't played together on land, I mean, we saw Exotic at the World Championship. We saw Itachi at Spring and Worlds. And then Vatira has obviously won a land. So, I do believe they'll take it 3-1. A lot of people are saying 3-0. I think a lot of people are saying 3-1 just to give James Cheese a chance, but I think I'll do that later in the tournament. Gen G and Power. I'm going to give this to Gen G 3-2. And the reasoning behind that is that Power is a very stacked team. You have Amphis and Fever finally on the same squad. I believe it's Torsauce who's teaming with them. They're currently the best team out of OCE, despite being the 2 seed. They've won the last 2 events. They just kind of got eliminated in the quarterfinals last time. And so I do have Power is going to be really underrated heading into this tournament, and I think Chronic's going to be a little jittery on land. I think they'll end up winning it just because they're the better team, but I envision something similar to Envy Ground Zero at the last Fall Major. FaZe Clan of Moist. This is a banger first round matchup. I don't think Moist is the same Moist we've seen on lands, though. I think it's going to take them a bit. I'll give this a 3-1. I'll give Moist a game, but I think FaZe is just going to come out stronger. The Club Pioneers, 1 seeds from South America and from OCE, and I think, honestly, South America is just the better region. Pioneers have been slipping. They've been falling to Power recently. And, I mean, the club went through an entire regional event going 21-0. I really can't underestimate that, especially in South America. I don't care if Furia and Complexity aren't there anymore. It's going to the club. It's going to be a 3-1. I like the Pioneers, guys. I really hope I can make them get out of Swiss, but I really don't think I can swing it. There's too many good teams. Team Liquid, Team Secret. Team Secret, I'm just not too high on them right now. They barely scraped by into the land. They had to play that tiebreaker with Crew. And Team Liquid, I rate very highly. I hope they continue to show what they showed last events. They won the most recent European event, and I think they can continue to do so. So I'm going to have Liquid actually in 3 here. Version 1 Quadrant. This is probably one of the matches I'm most excited for this lineup. And mainly because I think whoever wins this is actually a dark horse to get top 4. A lot of people are kind of counting version 1 out probably in the quarterfinals because it's version 1 and no one likes them in predictions. Quadrant, no one is thinking is going to do much of anything. They went out 1-3 in the last Swiss. And it comes down to there were some good conversations on Chalkcast and probably First Touch as well about what this matchup is going to look like. Because Calm is going to chirp the minute he starts winning. And the thing is, Quadrant's going to chirp the minute they start winning. Like Cash and Ixo, they won't shut up. So I expect a lot of shouting in this match. And if it goes to 5, it's going to be insanely entertaining. I do think version 1 is going to take game 1, though, and that's going to be kind of the catalyst for the rest of the series. And so I'm going to have it go to 4. Quadrant will get a game, but I think version 1 will just be too strong. Oxygen G2, this one is interesting. Oxygen is, they won the first event, but then they've been kind of like, 5th through 11th or the other placements. Like, it's a little weird to count on them. It's Oli's first land. G2's been proven. They had one bad Swiss, then made top 4, kind of losing to Gen G. I think people are underrating G2 just because they've had a bad split. Getting the 5 seed is obviously underperforming for G2, but I don't think it was terrible, especially given the state of North America. So I'm going to give it to G2 3-1 as well. And then Space Station Falcons. This one, y'all probably know what I want to go with. But I can't. It's LJ's first LAN. Space Station hasn't looked like they've had all the pieces together, and I think Falcons are going to come back with some passion. I'm going to make it go to 5. It's going to be one of the more entertaining games, but it is going to go to Team Falcons. Round 2 high matches, you got Carmine Corps Falcons. This is a good rematch. This is one I'm excited for, but it will be Carmine Corps. I'll give it 3-1. I think Falcons is going to bounce back, but they're not going to be spring major level. I think teams are starting to figure them out, and they need a couple more LAN performances to show and like adjust to top level talents. And so I think they'll still be fantastic, but I'm not thinking they're a top 2 team in the nation. I think they overperformed that one time, and they'll settle probably around the quarterfinals. Team Liquid Gen G. This one's exciting because honestly, I think the mechanics are better from Team Liquid here. And Gen G is just a better team, though. Gen G destroyed North America, mainly because I think they have a European play style. I don't think they're going to have as much success against Europe. I think I'm going to give this to Liquid in 5. And kind of a surprising upset here. It's very nice that they drew these two because most people have Gen G going 2-0 to start. And I feel like I would have as well if they hadn't drawn like a European team similar to Team Liquid. So, FaZe G2, this one is entertaining. I have to go with FaZe, though. FaZe has kind of been on top of North America. I'll give it 3-1 in favor of them. But despite the fact that I think G2 will do better than people expect, I still think FaZe is a fantastic team. The club in version 1. Man, this is a round 2 matches. Like this is a good slate that I think would surprise people. The fact that either the club or version 1 gets to go 2-0 is insane. I think it goes to game 5. Brazil can be loud. I think it's going to come down to it being Bem's first LAN, and that's going to be a little unfortunate for the club. I think nerfs will get to him in the game 5, and version 1 will be able to ice it out. Beast mode in overtime, most likely. Space Station James Cheese. We don't drop games to bubble teams. That's just the way it is. It's very apparent when you watch Space Station play as well. So, and also Space Station's been really good in Swiss and just looked pretty decent except for falling apart on Championship Sunday. So, I don't know if they'll make it this time because it is top 4 in the world instead of just top 4 in NA, but we'll see. Power Team Secret. This is the best draw for Power. Power is going to win this game if they face off against each other. I'll give Secret 1 because I think they're still a good team. You got KV1, obviously, but I think it's the OCE versus Sam kind of curse. Obviously, that didn't come into play here, but I think Power is just the better team than Team Secret. Also, Power has faced, or no, they faced Gen G. It was Pioneers. My bad. Oxygen Moist. Oh boy, this one's entertaining. So Archie, Jorias, and Oli against Rise, Joyo, and Astral. It's Oli's first LAN. Everyone on Moist has LAN experience. I don't know why. This just feels like a match that Oxygen would choke. This feels like an instance where Oxygen gets tilted and goes down 0-3. And I'll make it a 3-1 as well. I'm going to predict 3-1 for every single match, apparently. Quadrant Pioneers, this is the best draw for either of these teams, I think. If you're Quadrant or if you're Pioneers, you're looking at the other team saying, we can win this. I think, oh my gosh. Because there was talk, apparently Jack was saying if James Cheese faces Quadrant in lower round 3, that James Cheese could genuinely win this series because Quadrant will be very tilted. I don't want to drop Pioneers that low, though, because I still think they're fantastic, but I can't see it. I think it's going to be Cash and Ixo figuring it out. It's going to go to 5, but I'm going to give it to Quadrant. Carmine Corps version 1. Oh, this is a very different Carmine Corps iteration. Obviously, it was Nolly and Astral instead of Exotic and Exotic and Vatira when the London 0-second goal was hit. But it'll be fun to see these two teams face off against each other again. This time, though, I rate Carmine Corps very highly. Home court advantage, blue ball. I know this is a battle of cross-regional fan bases. Like, this is going to be so fun. But it is in Europe again. I'll give it 3-2 in favor of Carmine Corps this time. I don't think fans are in the stadium for that one. That's really unfortunate. That'd be so hype. FaZe Clan Team Liquid. I rate Team Liquid very highly. I think they're a fantastic team. I hope I'm able to make them get out of Swiss. I hope they get that favorable matchup. But in this case, it has to go to FaZe Clan. It just does. It's going to be 3-1. First killer, typical miss. I think they just have more LAN experience. They've put this team together to win on LAN. And I think that's exactly what they're going to do here. The club and Quadrant. This is going to be going to the club. It's going to go in 5 because I do rate Quadrant a little higher than people are. I think people are sleeping on them. Obviously, they had a really bad results, but they did beat BDS. They made top 4, and then they made top 2. So good showings from Quadrant. If they can find that form again and start to pick it up, it'll be good. But I do think the club is just better. They've gotten the 3-peat. They're looking really strong, and I'll have them pulling this. I don't want to call it an upset, but I feel like it would be regarded as an upset. Gen G Moist. See, the problem is I don't have confidence in Gen G to win over European teams. I feel like Gen G came in with a new play style to North America, and they were able to just take names, take people by surprise, dominate the region. I don't think they'll see the same domination over European teams. Like, apparently Jack and Nolly have scrimmed these guys millions of times, played them in tournament millions of times. Like, I don't see it as well. But that being said, I think Gen G is better enough to just win this series. I think Chronic will get his wheels under him. It'll go 5, but Moist will end up falling that one. G2 Space Station is G2 on LAN. I have to. It's going to go 3-1 in favor of G2. I don't want to put game 5 again. Team Falcons and Power, this is an imbalance. This is going to Falcons 3-0. I want to argue for Power, but I just can't. Pioneers and James Cheese. This is where I'll give James Cheese that match. Kami's going to have their number for a game. Realize will hit a 6-shot. Virtuoso is going to be annoying with the demos. I think it'll probably be game 1, and then Pioneers roll back and just win. Oxygen Team Secret, this is imbalanced as well. I think Team Secret's pretty solid, but I do have Oxygen just outright winning that. Okay. Liquid G2. I'm going to give it to Liquid. I'm going to give it to Liquid in 4. The reason is last time we saw these two teams on LAN was a reverse sweep by Liquid. G2 were the tournament favorites. They'd already lost to Carmine Corps at this point. But Team Liquid knocked them out of the tournament. Nobody expected them to. I think Team Liquid will start to get their wheels under them and just actually take this match. So I do have Liquid in 4 over G2. Version 1 and Gen G, we've had one series where Version 1 has taken this. I think they might have faced 3 times. Obviously, the one where Version 1 took it, it was the one that they won the event. Gen G is in better form. They are a North American team. Chronic might be more nervous on LAN. I'll give it 5. But Gen G will make it out there. The Club and Falcons in a 2-1 matchup is absolutely absurd. These are both fantastic teams that have dominated their regions. Falcons less so, but obviously they went 9 regional wins last season. Oh, this is tough. It's tough. It goes to 5, but it goes to Falcons. Space Station Pioneers. This is sad, but it has to go to Space Station. I like the Pioneers guys. It's a rematch of the wild card last matchup. Absolutely insane, but it's got to go to them. Quadrant and Oxygen. This one's interesting. I want to give it to Quadrant. I think it depends on Oli. It depends on how well Oli can perform when people are shouting across the stage at him, because Quadrant's going to be loud. If they start to pop off, they will pop off, and they will be loud. But I think Oli's going to have enough composure, and Oxygen's going to have enough talent to squeak it out. I think it'll be 4, because if it goes 5, I would have Quadrant, I think. They'll be too far. Oxygen will be too much in their heads, but I'll give it to Oxygen in 4. Moist Power, I do want to make Power win this, but I really can't bring myself to do it. I think Moist is too talented. I will have them going 3-1. Oh, not again, man. Not again. Club Oxygen. Oh, this one's going to the club. I'm going to have the club pulling the upset of 5 here. I think Oxygen will get a little tilted during the match. Brazil will be yelling. Club will be so confident. Bems is going to be unreal on LAN. He'll have had 4 series behind him at this point. It's going to the club. Dude, what is this script? Version 1 Space Station. Oh, I hate facing this team in elimination matches. I have PTSD from the World Championship. Oh, no, I can't do it, guys. God. Oh. As a massive Space Station fan, this hurts me because I can't not predict them. I'll have it go 5 because game differential doesn't matter. I'll still have it go 5. The first one's got to win. It hurts. It hurts so much. How do I have Space Station not making it out of Swiss? That's how the cards fell, though. G2 Moist. It's a battle of the 5 seeds for playoffs, by the way. This one, ooh, I think this will be a good match because I think both teams will finally be informed for this. But it's going to go G2. I'll have it go 5 as well. Why the heck not? That is all the teams coming off of a loss, though. So, interesting that I ended up predicting that because normally it's the other way around. Normally you'll see these guys clap back. It's tough to win after losing that 2-1 matchup. But main event results, FaZe Clan gets the 1 seed, Karmine Corp the 2 seed. That's kind of surprising. Oh, it's due to... How? Okay, that's not actually right. Karmine Corp has the initial seed, so they would be higher. Team Liquid 3, Falcons, Gen G 5. Ooh, Falcons, Gen G will be first round. That's absurd. And then I think, yeah, the club was rated higher than version 1. Space Station, yeah, that's kind of a Mickey run, honestly, though. Like, we just lost to good teams. Beat James Cheese and Pioneers. Like, that's tough. Moist had a very difficult run, in my opinion. That's tough. Then Oxygen almost reverse swept the Swiss and then kind of got left out last time. That I could really see happening. Pioneers, 1 win over James Cheese. Quadrant beats Pioneers. Power beats Team Secret. Looks pretty solid. Playoffs. Oh, and this is what's exciting. The fact that they are guaranteed to not meet in the finals. The 1 seeds from Europe and North America. Karmine Corp G2 is absurd. I'm going to have it go to 6, but I'm going to have Karmine Corp winning it. I just think they're very talented, way too good right now. Team Falcons Gen G. I'm going to pull the surprise. I'm going to give it to Falcons in 7. I know I don't have Falcons rated that highly. I just think Gen G will kind of stutter against an unusual play style, and they won't be able to pull it together. So, FaZe Clan and the club. I want to give it to the club, but I really can't. It's got to go to FaZe. It'll be 4-2 still, but FaZe is just too strong. Then Team Liquid version 1. There's no denying that I think Team Liquid is better mechanically, on average. I think version 1 is a better put together team. And I think on land that's going to be important. I think it'll go to 7, and again, version 1 will have the ice. This gives us a good finals guaranteed. This one has to go to Karmine Corp, and I don't think this will be close this time. And the main event, I know I had them playing right here, and it was 3-1. It also won't. This one will be more one-sided, aside from just having one more goal or one more game. FaZe Clan version 1. I don't know if we've seen this split, or at least in the playoffs, because I know they both tend to run into Gen G. I think it'll be 4-2. We saw it at the World Championship, and FaZe Clan obviously had AJ then. Got an upgrade, supposedly. They'd wanted Mist instead of AJ, preferably for LAN. But then we end up with the finals of Karmine Corp and FaZe Clan. Both teams that haven't won finals yet. And here's a problem. I hate to say it because I like the guy. I appreciate all the time he had on Space Station, but Sypical has yet to show up in a big finals. And unfortunately, I think that continues here. I think, granted, all of Space Station looks off in those finals that I'm remembering, but I think the blue wall is too strong. This is Karmine Corp's event. It's going to be boring, unfortunately. It'll be a 4-1. I think first killer will be able to carry 1 game. But at the end of the day, it will be Karmine Corp taking this event. I do have them as pretty heavy tournament favorites. I think there's been 1 LAN where North America has gone across the pond into Europe and won the event, and that was Season 8. I don't think any of our teams are really strong enough to do that right now, especially if they run into Gen G early. I think FaZe Clan would be our best chance, and I don't see them showing up in the finals. I'm happy to see them prove me wrong, though. I want to see Sip lift the trophy, no doubt. Obviously, I want to see our guys lift the trophy, but that's a little further fetched. I think Space Station needs more time. So, yeah, there you have it. That's my fall predictions. I'll go ahead and switch over this way so that we can just see the final rankings. It's a bummer that Space Station only gets 8 points from this LAN when we've gotten 9 from every single other event. The bias in me is showing. But I think this is a pretty solid playoff run. It would be pretty fun. I wish the finals would be better than a 4-1, but I can't see it happening. And yeah, those are the predictions. That went a lot faster than when I did them in spring. And there were a lot more matches. So I guess I'm getting fast at this. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'm probably going to be covering a multitude of more topics as we get closer to LAN, as well as some, stuff that happens at LAN. So thanks for watching.